So today I want to take you through a very gentle practice that is such a beautiful combination with the higherDOSE PEMF technology infrared mat. And so whether you know this or not, this mat has a really powerful pulsed electromagnetic energy, which mimics the electromagnetic pulse that we find in nature and on our planet. And so not only will this technology help you to ground, it can help with inflammation, it can help with circulation, and making sure that all of our cells are receiving the oxygen that is necessary for detoxification and cellular regeneration. Now I want to focus primarily on some gentle heart openers so that we get our dose of oxytocin. If you know this, oxytocin is referred to as the cuddle hormone. And that's because we produce oxytocin from physical touch. And so this is the hormone where we experience love and safety and support. So today's practice will hopefully leave you feeling grounded, but also in an open state. So it's essentially as if you're getting a dose of self-love. All right, so let's begin our practice lying on our back. And you can take the soles of your feet together, letting your knees open up apart from each other. Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining onto your back. And once you take a moment to even out your body, go ahead and place your palms to the fronts of your hips. Rest the back of your head onto your mat. And maybe just take one more moment before you close your eyes to center your body so that your left and your right sides mirror one another. And then go ahead and close your eyes. Now right away, let your shoulders start to melt down into your mat, feeling the warmth radiating from your mat, and just let that warmth start to melt your shoulders. And as you check in with the back of your head, again, feel the heat starting to melt the back of your head into the mat. Check in with your jaw. Make sure that you're not clenching here. You want to soften completely. And same with your forehead. Go ahead and relax your forehead. Now scan your spine from top to bottom, noticing the heat radiating into each and every single vertebrae. Now as you feel the fronts of your hips, notice your palms resting here. Feel your body's own heat radiating from your palms into your hips. Now start to sense your breath around your chest and around your heart. See if you can feel the beating of your heart. As we stay here for just a few more effortless breaths, keep noticing the movement your breath creates around your chest and around your heart every time it comes in and out. Let your breath be as slow and as deep as it wants to be. Last breath. Now when you're ready, you can softly open your eyes and go ahead and ground your feet so they're about hips distance apart, making sure that your heels are close enough to reach. If not, just slide your feet up a little. Now press down through the four corners of both of your feet and gently start to lift tailbone first, sipping your breath in through your nose as you lift vertebrae by vertebrae. And only lift your hips as high as feels comfortable. As your body exhales, reverse the movement, lowering your spine one vertebrae at a time. Again, sip your breath in through your nose slowly as you press down through the four corners of your feet. lifting your spine into a gentle bridge pose. Sipping your breath out of your nose as you start to lower. Now repeat this same movement and make sure that you're sipping breath in every time you lift, breathing as slowly as possible and as deeply as possible. On the exhale, start to lower your hips. Inhale, sipping breath in, lift. Exhale to lower. Last time, inhale, lifting through your hips. Find bridge pose. Now hold your bridge. Let's take more of a heart opener by lacing the fingers together underneath you. And you want to try to slide your shoulder blades towards each other so that your chest expands and opens. Now focus on sending your breath into your chest and heart. Keep feeling the space that you're creating around your heart and chest with each inhale. Feel free to constrict the back of your throat, so every time you exhale, it's a sounded breath, as if you're releasing tension from your heart. Option to lift your hips a little higher and see if you can slide those shoulder blades just a little bit closer to expand your chest even more open. Last breath. Now release your hands and very slowly start to lower your spine back to your mat. Take a moment to rest here by pivoting your big toes so that they're facing each other. Let your knees come to rest together. Go ahead and place one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And again, close your eyes and start to sense your own physical touch here, noticing the heat coming from your palms and radiating into your heart and into your belly. Let your whole body soften, so anywhere you're tensing or engaging effort, you can just go ahead and let that effort release, completely melt down into your mat. So the same way your mat is emitting an electromagnetic pulse, see if you can sense your own pulse. Maybe you feel your heart beating. Maybe you notice a pulse somewhere in your hands or in your arms. Maybe you sense your pulse somewhere in your feet. Maybe you feel a pulse somewhere around your neck and throat. And notice anywhere else you can feel your own pulse. And so this mat can actually help regulate our circadian rhythms. And when our circadian rhythm is in balance, our hormones are in balance, and we feel a sense of harmony in our own body. Just keep noticing your own pulse, at the same time witnessing your breath as it comes and goes freely. Notice the blood circulating into your arms and hands. Maybe you feel a tingle. Notice the blood circulating into your legs and feet. And again, maybe you feel that same tingle as your circulation starts to increase. Let all of the muscles in your face melt. sensing the blood flow and tingle in your cheeks. Sense the tingle in your lips. And sense the tingle in your forehead. Now, one last breath here. Try to melt and relax anywhere you're tensing in your body. Go ahead and softly open your eyes. Now take a moment, roll onto your side using one arm as a pillow for your head. And support the insides of your knees by placing one palm between your knees. Go ahead and rest your arm. And when you close your eyes, come back to sensing the palm that's resting in between your knees. Sensing your own touch here. Let your knees melt and get heavy into that palm. Now feel the side of your rib cage that's making contact to the mat. And just notice the movement that your breath creates in that side of your ribs, and just let your breath massage out your rib cage. And all I want you to do here is work on letting go. So sometimes we still tense or we engage certain muscles. And this is a chance for you to just release and feel the support of your mat and really relax into that support. Take one more full breath. Now, as you start to transition, you can open your eyes and let's make our way onto our hands and our knees, finding a tabletop position. So locate the very center of your mat. You want your wrists right under your shoulders, your knees right under your hips, and your toes can tuck under. Now we'll focus on the area of our chest and the backside of our chest, that space between your shoulder blades. So really breathing into that space as if you're sending your breath into your heart as we cat-cow. Inhale, start to lower your belly towards your mat. At the same time, tilt your tailbone towards the ceiling and look up. Now on your exhale, as your belly lifts away from your mat, you want to tuck your tailbone, curl your chin towards your chest, and really spread your shoulder blades apart from each other. Inhale, the belly lowers. Tailbone and chin lift. Exhale, rounding your spine, belly lifts. Press down through your palms when you tuck your chin and tailbone. Good. Inhale, belly lowers. Let your chest melt down towards your mat, keeping your elbows straight. Lift tailbone and chin. And exhale, round. And when you tuck your chin, press down through the palms as if you're trying to send your chest towards the ceiling. Inhale, arch. Sipping your breath in. Again, breathe right into the heart, right into that space between your shoulder blades. Exhale, start to empty. Go a little deeper into your stretch. Try to touch your chin all the way to your breastbone. Inhale, arch. Exhale to round. Sip your breath in. Sip your breath out. Now close your eyes, move through this same movement a couple more times on your own, and just really focus on consciously breathing into the space of your heart and the back of your heart right between your shoulder blades. Last cycle. On your next inhale, come to a neutral position or a flat back with your spine. This will feel really nice here as we rest in a child's pose. So open your knees as wide as your mat. Untuck your toes, bringing your big toes to touch. Send your hips towards your heels. And you can either walk the hands forward or slide them forward towards the front of your mat. And eventually your forehead will come to rest all the way onto the mat. Once your forehead meets the mat, go ahead and close your eyes. If you want a deeper stretch, send your hips back closer to your heels. Keep your hips as close as you can to the heels. An option to keep sliding the hands more forward. Now again, keep focusing on breathing into your heart. Keep feeling the space and movement that you're creating in and around your heart with your breath. Notice every single part of your body that makes contact to the mat, and just notice the warmth and heat that's radiating from your mat, creating a nice soothing effect in your body. And so oxytocin is not only responsible for love, it's a feeling of safety, a feeling of support, and a feeling of being nurtured. And so just go ahead and completely let go of any effort. Feel as if you're able to just really let go of any worry, any responsibility, and just really sense the heat, the warmth, almost as if your body is soaking up this healing energy. And the more you're able to surrender by letting effort go, the more you'll feel that support, and the more you'll receive that dose of oxytocin and love. Just one more breath here. Now go ahead and release by walking your palms in as you lift your head and chest. Make your way to stand on your knees in a kneeling position. And so you want your knees exactly as wide as your hips. Now when you tuck your toes under behind you, set your ankles so they're also in line with your hips. Support your lower back all the way down to your sacrum. So the sacrum is the back side of your hips. So maybe just locate the front of the hips, the side of the hips, and then the back side. And that's where you want to place the heels of your hands. Now from here, use your palms to press your hips just lightly forward. Let's focus on opening the heart. And the way we do that is by drawing the elbows towards each other. Draw your shoulder blades towards one another so that your chest opens. And if you want more of a heart opener, you can even lift your chin away from your breastbone. Keep gently pressing your hips forward with your palms. Maybe you feel good here, and if that's the case, just go ahead and really breathe into the heart. If you do want more of a stretch, maybe you reach your hands all the way for your heels. This is optional. If even for a moment you don't feel supported, come back to placing your palms to the sacrum. Breathe into the heart and into the backside of your heart. Taking your chin just gently away from your chest. Deepen your breath. If you start to feel any sense of overwhelm, you can release. Otherwise, stay here for 3 more breaths. Notice the sensations arising in your body and really breathe into those sensations. Now see if you can deepen your final breath here. Deepest breath you've had all day. Good. Now, as you release your palms back to your sacrum, untuck your toes. And let's just go ahead and sit back on the heels. Palms can face up as the hands rest to the knees. Sit nice and tall. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders, and connect back to your breath. I want you to just feel your breath without controlling it. And really check in with your body. Notice all the energy that's flowing through the arms and hands. Notice energy and sensation present around your heart. And notice if there's anywhere you're tensing, even if it's your face, your jaw, your fingers. Let every muscle in your body melt. Sense your tailbone or the very base of your spine. Sense your lower back, and maybe even notice your breath pressing into your lower back. Feel your breath in your belly and the sides of your belly. Feel your breath around your chest. Feel your breath pressing into your upper back, right between your shoulder blades. Last breath here. Again, soften even more if you can. Now, as you open your eyes, come to a seated position and set your feet so they're grounded on your mat as wide as your hips. You want to set your wrists just about maybe 2 or 3 inches behind your hips with your fingers facing forward. When you're ready, press down through the 4 corners of both feet. Start to lift your hips into reverse tabletop. And so as you come into this position, it's up to you how high you lift your hips, but just make sure it feels comfortable to do so. As long as your neck feels supported, you can bring your chin slightly away from your breastbone, finding a nice long neck. Now draw your shoulder blades towards one another so your heart opens a little wider. Good. Now breathe into your heart and into that space between your shoulder blades, and really sip your breath in and try to sip your breath out of your nose. So we're inhaling, nice smooth breaths in through the nose, smoothing out your exhales. 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more. Now slowly start to lower your hips all the way back down to your mat. Extend your left leg. Set the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh and flex your left foot towards you. Now raise your arms over your head. And first you want to draw the belly towards the spine as close as you can. Lift through the chest so your lower back lengthens. See if you can sit 1 inch taller. Now fold into your left leg. Maybe your hands will reach the foot. If that feels forced, just go ahead and let your hands slide up the leg more towards the shins. And when you feel ready, surrender your head. Once the head becomes heavy, you'll notice that stretch start to radiate from the neck into that space behind your heart and in between your shoulder blades. And so I want you to focus on breathing into that space. Breathing into the heart and into the space between your shoulder blades. Now, when we're in a stretch that might be a little bit uncomfortable, our tendency is to tense. So what I want you to do is really feel the heat radiating from your mat. Notice the comfort and the sense of ease that creates in your body. And just really use that heat to help melt and soften those areas of tension. So it's literally as if you're melting into this stretch. There's no force. You don't have to pull your body towards your leg. Just really let the heat of the mat do all of the work for you. Let the mat support you. And each exhale, maybe you melt just a little more. With your eyes closed, all you need to do is sense wherever you're tensing in your body. And with each exhale, soften completely. Try not to force your breath. You want to just let it flow. Keep breathing into the heart and into the space between your shoulder blades. Last 2 effortless breaths. With your next inhale, release your stretch. Switch your legs. Flex your right foot. Reaching up. Draw belly to spine. Find more length through your lower back. Really lift through your heart. Look even higher, last breath. And fold on your exhale. Same thing, let your hands rest wherever they feel comfortable. If your stretch hurts in any way, let the hands slide further up your leg and don't go as deep. And once you find that place in your body where you do feel like you're getting a nice stretch, but it's comfortable enough that you can relax into it, maybe surrender your head. Feel the stretch start to radiate into the back of your heart. And start to send your breath there. Let each exhale allow you to soften deeper, just by letting go. Never force. Keep melting every time your breath leaves your body. Notice if you start holding your breath, just see if you can let it flow freely. Final 2 breaths. On your next inhale, release, lifting through your chest. Come all the way up. And let's take both of our feet flat. Find the middle of your mat with your hips. Recline onto your elbows first, and then come all the way down onto your back. Now from here, extend your left leg all the way. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Let's take a big breath in. As you exhale, hug your right knee a little bit closer towards you. Do that one more time, big breath in. Exhale, hug your right knee closer. Now keep holding your right knee with just your left hand so that your right arm comes off to your right. Now as you twist, take your right knee over to your left. And now you'll probably feel the stretch all the way from the lower back into the upper back. I want you to try to melt your right shoulder into your mat. You can either look up here or you can turn your head so it faces the right. Close your eyes. Let the heat of the mat melt your right shoulder into the mat. Just notice your breath coming in and out effortlessly. Last breath. Come all the way back through to center. Switch sides, left knee draws in. Right leg extends. Take a breath in. Exhale, hug your left knee closer. And again, breathe in. Hug your left knee closer, exhale. Last stretch here, place your left arm off to your left and twist your left knee over to the right. Now you can look up or allow your head to turn over to the left. Close your eyes. Let your left shoulder melt down into the mat, focusing on your breath here. Every time you exhale, wherever you're tensing, try your best to soften. Go ahead, release. And let's take final rest here. So extend your legs, even out your body so that you feel centered. Let your feet roll open towards the sides of the room. And once again, let's get that physical touch by placing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Close your eyes. And right away, let go. Any tension, any effort, let it release. Now stay noticing your breath. Stay noticing the heat penetrating your body. And take as much time as you can to rest and restore. Thank you for making time for this practice and this dose of self-love and oxytocin. Keep soaking up all of the healing benefits of your mat and your physical touch, and stay as long as you can. Thank you.